Here's how you use the Queen of Quickswap. My fingers get jumbled up trying to swap them like that, but yeah, if you do it right though, this is what Encore can do. And yo, your boy's back again with the ultimate Encore guide today. Considering the game focuses on skill more, this is what this video will be as well. It has more emphasis on how you can play Encore the best way possible to achieve the coolest combos that you can ever think of. I'll still cover everything though, but I won't linger too much. Now then, let's start. You can skip this part if you already know, but I'll start with the conclusion of Encore. She's a DPS with high damage on every part of her kit. You want to maximize everything that she can do to achieve the highest damage possible. A very straightforward character. The only thing that's different about her is that she can use a charged attack, swap out to an ally, and she'll stay on field for a long time. That allows you to swap back to Encore before she disappears to do what we call a swap canceling. We'll touch on that later, and with this guy, I want to make it actual value for you guys, okay? So we're gonna start not by reading shit. I'll be showing you her highest damage combo and then breaking down each compartment. Encore's highest damage output will come from after using her ultimate, and then you need to do 4 basics 1E, followed by 4 basics 1 dodge, and then 4 basics 1E again. To top it off, you need to do a charged attack. If you're an Encore main, you want to master this entire chain. But you know what? If you're totally clueless, let's start from ground zero. Here's an introduction to what Encore does. Basic attack looks like this. Nothing special. Use it up to 5 times. It is a ranged attack. Her skill is a missile launcher. You just need to do 1 basic after it ends to do 1 extra hit that really hurts as well. Her forte circuit is a charged attack where you max her forte energy, during of which she cannot move for a while, and then she attacks. This is the part where you want to swap your allies while she charges up to do even more damage with your allies as you wait. Encore's ultimate is a 10-second unique state, which changes her entire skill, basic and forte circuit. During her ult, her basic is now a 4-hit close ranged attack. But honestly, we call it close range. She actually jumps towards the enemy really quickly with each hit. Her E is now a ranged slash attack. Her forte circuit is still the same, except it does 6 ticks of damage beforehand, plus it does more damage now. And finally, we have her intro skill, which does damage, and her outro skill, which leaves a field that does damage. Nothing too crazy. That was the obligated fluff that you would know by reading what's in game. And speaking of fluff, here's her best option for weapons. The percentages on the left shows how good they are, courtesy of Pritman for doing the calculations, right? But what's interesting here that you might not know is if you give Encore Yinlin's weapon that's gonna come into the game soon, that weapon will be Encore's new best in slot, and it is so good that some CN players have made some calculations. Encore of Yinlin's weapon is able to match Jiyan in terms of damage output. For a standard banner character, that's insane. But then again though, it's beta info, so when Yinlin weapons come, it might change. Honestly, I could tell you what the best stuff is on her. If you don't know how to play her, she's still just gonna suck, right? But we still have to go through them. Moving on are the echoes. The 5-set Molten Rift will be the best, very obvious, followed by the 5-set Lingering Tunes. The perfect main echo would be Inferno Rider on the 4-3-3-1-1 setup. I'll be posting the main stats on the screen right here. These are the main stats to go for. I find this way more productive than reading it out loud for each, right? In terms of substats priority, it would be crit rate / crit damage, then attack percent, then flat attack, then basic attack damage. These are all calculations for Pritwin, but honestly, it's much more important to play her in the right rotation. But moving back to the substats though, you'll notice that there's energy regen that I gleefully skipped. This actually depends on how your rotation goes. If your rotation is not as efficient, you will need some energy regen to make sure Encore has her ult the moment you want to use it. But with this video though, I'll show you how to play her that efficiently that with 0% energy regen, you'll still get her ult up again. But then again, if you play Encore like this, then you may need some energy regen, right? And now that that's done, we can finally go to the meat and the juices of the video, the teams and the combos. This is the funnest part of the entire Wuthering Waves, I tell you. The best team for Encore right now would be paired with Sanhua and Verina. The best free-to-play team right now would be the same team except Baiji instead of Verina. But know that Sanhua isn't actually the perfect support for Encore. A perfect support for Encore doesn't exist yet because Encore does everything. Skill damage, resonance damage, basic attack damage, heavy attack. We'll have to wait longer for an all-rounder support or perhaps just a fusion damage support in the future to replace Sanhua. But for now, she's just the best, not just because of the basic damage deepen, it's also because of her low on-field time with her high consider energy and ult energy gain as well. And finally, my favorite part, this is how you play Encore the most efficient way possible. We'll call it the Quickswap Frenzy combo. Firstly, these are my stat line. Encore's on the setup I've recommended earlier with crappy crit rate though, because I don't got a crit rate weapon. Sanhua is on 0 investment. She only has the Moonlit Cloud set. That's it. She has the level 1 Heron as the main echo. Baiji is on even less investment. She only has the Rejuvenating Glow set and the level 1 Bell Turtle as main. I'll be showcasing using Baiji here because she's free, so there's There's no excuses here. You have her. But realistically, everyone should have a verina for the selector, right? But don't worry though, they both work similarly. In fact, the only difference is verina will get her skill quicker, therefore the ult quicker. Of course, verina gives you more buffs, but it's much more important to keep the rotation running. With this team, it's a pretty standard buffer team that's mainly going to be feeding Encore, with Sanhua at the side doing damage as well, with Baizhi keeping everyone alive. I'll first show you a full round on how it works. It starts with everyone balancing their concerto energy as usual, followed by using the unique tech named swap cancelling that I mentioned before, which allows your characters to stay on field, get swapped out, and still be on field after you swap them back in. Utilizing that, you'll be able to squeeze every bit of milliseconds to do the most damage and, more importantly, getting the most energy. Encore needs those energy, especially after your ultimate. If you do it well like I'm doing here, you can gain your ult back without ever needing to spam basics at all, nor do you need any energy regen. You'll notice that the run is relentless. It's damage after damage, and it rarely ever stops with a singular person on field for longer than 5 seconds unless it's Encore's ultimate. And with all those buffs, Encore decimates the field, and we got it. The enemy's been decapitated. And now for a detailed breakdown. This combo can be split into 2 parts. The first would be the warm-up phase, where you're preparing everything for the DPS window and the phases to come. In this phase, you want to start with Baiji's ulti into 4 A's, then an E. By doing so, you've gained some concerto energy for later. Here's where you want to do a normal swap to Sanhua and start with an E, and then you want to do an ultimate. Note that if you do it too quickly, the ice wall from the E will not appear, but you will still get a concerto energy anyway, which is the main thing that you're trying to get. Then you want to instantly use her Q, which launches the hair on Echo. It's free damage, so why not? And it's gonna get crazy here. At the same time, you want to normal swap to Baizhi. She will come in with a slow mid-air intro attack. You want this because she gains concerto energy with this hit. The moment Baizhi launches her attack, you can swap to Encore instantly. Baizhi will continue her attack, so there's no issues there. Once Encore comes in, you want to use Encore's E. She'll start shooting with her E, and this is where you want to swap back to Sanhua again. Instantly do a charged attack with Sanhua, time it well on her forte bar. Once you time it well, release your attack, Sanhua will do a forward dash and destroy the ice wall, which is more damage and energy. And at this moment, Encore is still on the field, almost done with shooting her E. This is where if you're done with Sanhua, you want to normal swap back to Encore. You'll notice that Encore did not leave the field at all despite being swapped out and having 2 of your allies come in. And now that you swap back to Encore, she has never left the field. This is what we call swap canceling. And here you want to use a basic attack to activate the extra hit after her E. It does quite a lot of damage, so you don't want to miss this. Then go ahead and use her Q. The Inferno Rider Echo does a lot of damage. However, it is a 3-hit echo attack where you have to click it in order to trigger it. So go ahead and click basic twice. Once the final hit with Inferno Rider starts, you want to normal swap to Baizhi now. She'll come in with a slow default attack as usual, which is just enough to max her concerto energy right here. This is where you want to also use a charged attack if you don't have enough concerto energy for any reason, which that will likely happen down the road, but not right now. With your max concerto energy, use your Q for the Bell Turtle attack buff, and then trigger your outro skill into Sanhua. Sanhua will come in with her intro skill, which places 1 ice wall. You want to then use your E to make it 2 ice walls. Then you want to do a charged attack to break both of them. This is how you utilize Sanhua's every bit of value. For every ice wall put down, you want to break them off. That nets you the most energy. And with that is the end of your warm-up phase. Moving up next is the DPS phase, where you're trying to do the most damage with Encore. Trigger Sanhua's outro skill, which gives Encore 38% basic damage deepen. At this moment, she has all the buffs that you can give her without ruining your rotation, right? Now it's about maximizing Encore's damage, which the best way to do so is by doing 4 basic attacks. The 4th attack will form a woolly mid-air. The moment you see this, you want to use your E. You'll be able to cancel the rest of the animation and still have the damage happen. After that, you want to use your 4 basics again, and this time use a dodge to cancel the animation since you don't have your E up yet. And then you want to repeat 4 basics again with 1 E. After that, end your DPS window with a max forte charged attack, which does a lot of damage. But then again, with enemies dying and you having to evade or say moving around and stuff, landing this combo perfectly is nearly impossible. But here's the deal, you want to at least do 2 E's and end it with the charged attack. Whatever happens in the middle happens, right? From my experience, you'll be able to still have your ult later, even if you miss a couple of hits. That does not matter. And after you do your final charged attack, this will be the end of your damage window. This is during her ult state, but just like during her usual state, you can use her charged attack and instantly swap to someone else. In this case, we're going to instantly swap to Baizhi as Encore's charging. Repeat the whole warm-up combo with the ult, 4 basics, and E. Sadly, Baizhi here simply don't have enough energy for her ulti, mainly due to the fact that her E has way too long of a cooldown, so it's hard for her to recharge energy. Verina though wouldn't have this issue here. But either way, it's okay. Continue the combo without the ulti. Do the same normal swap to Sanhua, use E and ulti, use her Q and then normal swap to Baizhi for the hit. Instantly go to Encore for the E, swap to Sanhua, back to break the ice, back to Encore to finish an extra hit, Inferno Rider goes, so on and so forth. You'll notice that even after the first like burst period where you use your first ulti, with with the setup that I'm showing you, the rotation, you'll be able to upkeep a lot of your energy. You can't really do it with Baijin, but you certainly can with Sanhua and Encore. I've tested this with my run. I've done 2 Encore LTs without running out of energy literally at all. And that is how you play Encore the most efficient way possible, at least from my testings and references as well. I don't have time to break down Verina, but it's very similar. If anything, her lower cooldown on her E means that you can mix in using Verina's extra E and then do the exact same rotation. It's gonna be the same. You still want to do 5 basics. You want to get your charges back and you want to use your E as much as you can. If you really want me to demonstrate it on, maybe I'll make another video for that. Let me know in the comments what you want to see. But yeah, overall, let me think of what you think of guides like these where I really focus on how you play someone rather than what stats to give. And that'll be all. Comment down below what you want to see next. Sometimes I yoink your comment and make a video just like that. And that is all for now. I do a lot of Wuthering Waves stuff, so subscribe. And that is all. Take care.